Good morning, everyone. My name is David Polo, and I am the Enterprise Sales Director for Ericsson in Iberia region. And I have the privilege to have here today with me Juan Alberto Altuna, representing ADIF. He is the head of telecommunications and will be sharing today very interesting insights for our Portuguese colleagues. Thank you very much for being here today, and good morning, Juan Alberto.
Thank you for your invitation. Pleased to be with you today.
Okay, so we know that ADIF is a very well-known Spanish public company managing the railway infrastructure, and you have been very active in implementing digital transformations initiatives in general and using 5G in particular. My first question for you is, could you please explain what are the main objectives that ADIF is willing to achieve in short and long term with these initiatives?
Okay, digitalization is a key for ADIF to try to improve all the processes of all the business and operational processes related with the railway system. Examples of these processes are, for instance, the railway management process. This process is always looking for being more and more optimized, more and more efficient, so more trains can get introduced into the capacity of the track. So using digital tools could be great to increase the efficiency of this process. Also, the maintenance of the infrastructure process is critical for ADIF. Through digitalization, we can find new resources that allow us to increase the way which we achieve the reliability and the security and safety of the network infrastructure. Building the infrastructure is also one of the critical processes in ADIF, and now we are using quite a lot the BIM modeling of the information. It is quite a lot introduced in the network building of ADIF. And more in the business side, we have the stations management and the logistics and freight management. In the station management, digitalization can be a lever to attract more passengers to the stations and all the business around them. And in the part of the freight and logistics, digitalization is also a lever to try to increase the market share of this railway transportation mode, because today, freight through railways doesn't have the market share that we would like it to have. So, with the improvement of these processes in mind, ADIF put running some time ago a digital transformation plan that has action lines related with all the mentioned processes. One example is the logistics and freight process. Recently, the board of ADIF presented officially the digital transformation plan for this part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Good. So, as we mentioned before, ADIF is implementing several initiatives around 5G. Particularly, one of the most relevant programs is deploying 5G for high-speed train corridor, where something quite unique has been the great public and private collaborative scenario. I wanted to understand if you can explain how this model works and why this can be considered as a win-win situation.
Okay, here what we want to do is to increase the user experience, not just in terms of the travel, but also in terms of the connectivity experience. As you may know, in some high-performance lines today in ADIF, high-speed lines, you have a good travel experience, but maybe the connectivity experience is not so good. And the reason why it happens is because the business case doesn't work for the MNOs. Mm-hmm. So what we do here is to take advantage of the funding coming from Europe through the Next Generation program, and we put that funding in some 5G projects that I will explain a little bit. The target for this project is to roll out a 5G access network in these high-speed lines to be offered to the MNOs so they can improve the connectivity that they offer to the passengers. And how do we do this? This model basically has 3 or 4 steps. The first one is to use the funding coming from Europe to launch a tender that will be awarded. It was really awarded because it was already done to the telecom industry, and so that tender will reach us to design, build, and maintain this 5G access network. It will be done under the RAN sharing model, so every MNO that has license of the spectrum in the 700 MHz can use this radio access network. So once this network is built, it will be owned and managed by ADIF that will offer, as I said, the network to the MNOs. It will avoid the MNOs to face a CAPEX that will not work for the business plan, and they only will have to face an OPEX that should be, compatible with their business plan. And finally, the intention is, as I said, to increase the performance of the connectivity in these lines and the passengers to be satisfied with his travel in general. Okay.
It is clear that it's a success story to take into consideration for other countries. So another part of the ADIF digitalization journey is the evolution from GSMR to FRMCS. In other words, you are jumping from 2G to 5G directly. And we know that you are playing a very active role. Although the technology that will support that evolution is still being implemented, I wanted to understand how critical it is for ADIF to be part of that journey, and which are the main milestones that are expected to come in the definition of this technology.
Okay, as you know, GSMR is a reference of success in communications in railway. It was developed more than 20 years ago, and it was finally adopted as a standard in Europe and in many countries in the world, and it is really working and very well. So we need to move to a new technology that emulates the same success but improved because FRMCS is 5G, and 5G provides more functionalities than GSMR. So very critical for ADIF to be there, because the more push that the IMs provide to this development, the faster it will become to the market, and we really need it to become to the market soon. As you know, 2G is nearly obsolete technology in railway, and the current vendors launch us the message that it will be very difficult to support this technology beyond 2035. So this is one very key point. But it is just not a matter of technology obsolescence. It's also a matter of user requirements. There are many user cases that need to transmit video, data, also voice, that are different from the simple voice and data transmission for signaling. So all those user cases need a new technology, and this technology is 5G through FRMCS. The milestones that are coming soon is, we are working together with other European administrators to move quickly to try to bring as a reality what we call Moran 2 program. Moran 2 program is a validation test program that is aimed to be the final, the final action to validate the FRMCS standard, so it is ready to be manufactured by the vendors. Right now we are finalizing the composition of this Moran 2 program together also with the telecom industry, and we expect that it will become a reality along 2026. So let's see if 2027 this technology is here with us and we can plan to migrate from one technology to the other one.
A very long technological cycle. Okay, and finally, how do you see us? How do you see Ericsson supporting you in this digitalization journey?
Okay, Ericsson is of course one of the big telecom manufacturers in the world and has to be there necessary. In the case of Spain, the role of Ericsson is very important in some projects we have talked about. In the 5G corridors project, Ericsson is the provider of all the devices of the 5G access network. So we are very confident that the network design and the network building that Ericsson will do will be a success to our project. And also related with Morane DOS, Ericsson has become a very important player. Ericsson is providing a very big support to ADIF and to all the other administrators to try to complete the definition of Morane DOS, and I said before, to try this program to be a reality along 2026.
Good, Juan Alberto. It's been a big pleasure to have you here today. It is clear that you are a front runner in adopting digitalization to optimize processes and to increase productivity. Thank you very much for your insights, and I wish you the best with your future projects and plans. Thank you, Juan Alberto.
Thank you very much for you also.